The Literature Network website points the thought it would be interesting to know. Oh, sorry, wrong page. Alright, there we go. Which treats of the first Sally the indigenous Don Quixie made from home. These preliminaries settled, he did not care to put off any longer the execution of his design. Urged on to it by the thought of all the world was losing by his delay, seeing what wrongs he intended to right, grievances to redress, injustices to repair, abuses to remove, the duties to discharge. So without giving notice of his intention to anyone and without anybody seeing him, one morning before the dawning of the day, which was one of the hottest on the month of July, he donned his suit of armor, mounted Rocinante, with his patched-up helmet on, braced his buckler, took his lance, and by the back door of the yard sallied forth upon the plain in the highest contentment and satisfaction at seeing with what ease he had made a beginning with his grand purpose. And scarcely did he find himself upon the open plain when a terrible thought struck him, one all but enough to make him abandon the enterprise at the very onset. It occurred to him that he had not been dubbed a knight, that according to the law of chivalry he neither could nor ought to bear arms against any knight. Even if he had been, still he ought, a novice knight, to wear white armor, to devise upon shield his prowess had earned one. These reflections made him waver in his purpose, but his craze became stronger, and any reasoning he made up his mind to have himself dubbed a knight by the first one he came across, following the examples of others in the same case, as he had read in the books that brought him to his pass. As for white armor, he resolved on the first opportunity to score his until it was wither than an ermine. And so conforming himself, he pursed his way through that which a horse chose, for in this he believed lay the essence of adventures. Thus setting out, our new fledged adventurer placed along, talking to himself and saying, who knows but that in time to come, when the veracious history of my famous deeds is made known, the sage who writes it, when he has to set forth my first sally in the early morning, will do it after this fashion. Scarce had his rubicund Apollo spread o'er the face of his broad spacious earth the golden threads of his bright hair. Scarce had the little birds of painted plumage attuned their notes to hail which dulcet and mellifluous harmony in the coming of the rosy dawn, that deserting the soft couch of his jealous spouse, was appearing to mortals at the gates of the balconies in the Manchegan horizon, when the renowned knight of Don Quixote of La Mancha quit the lazy down, mounted his celebrated steed Rocinante, and began to traverse the ancient and famous Campo de Montiel, which in fact was actually traversing. Happy the age, happy the time, he continued, in which shall be made known my deeds of fame, worthy to be molded in brass, carved in marble, lined in pictures for a memorial forever. And thou, O stage magician, whoever thou art, to whom it shall fade to be chronoslayer of this wondrous history, forget not, I entreat thee, my good Rionconte, the constant companion of my ways and wanderings. Presently he broke out again, if he were love-stricken in earnest. O Princess Dulcea, lady of this captive heart, grievous wrong hast thou done me to drive me forth with scorn, and with inexorable adultery banish me from the presence of thy beauty. O lady, deign to hold in remembrance this heart, thy vassal, that thus in anguish pines for love of thee. So he went on stringing together these other absurdities, all in the style of those his books had taught him, imitating their language as well as he could. And all that while he rode so slowly, and the sun mounted so rapidly, and with such fervor that it was enough to melt his brains. If he had any, nearly all day he travelled without anything remarkable happening to him, at which it was in despair, for he was anxious to encounter someone at once upon whom to try the might of his strong arm.